Now turning to this, New York Magazine is out with a hit piece mocking Republican women. It's their cover story, titled, "Are Republican Women Okay?" Now, as expected, the piece goes well below the belt, mocking the physical appearances of some women on the right. And then it tries to dig deeper, scoffing at the intelligence of Republican women, referring to them as, quote, fractured, frenzied, and far less coherent than ever. It describes them as being in a, quote, perpetual state of confusion. And it even questions how Republican women are supposed to behave. Quote, on the cusp of an election season that could further reshape this democracy and women's place within it, the questions facing the women of the American right are tricky. Are they supposed to be cutthroat or cute? Cold enough to kill a dog or warm enough to bake an apple pie? To whom is their devotion chiefly addressed? Country, husband, God, or Trump? Kaylee, I found this piece incredibly difficult to make my way through, but I forced myself to read it in its entirety. And what struck me the most about it was how it insisted in shoving into a box and caricaturizing a group of women that it also demonized for allegedly doing the same to others.
Yeah, you know, I was reading this and I thought, like you, these are 15 minutes of my life I can never get back. It was dripping with, and I'm going to use the word hatred. Yeah. Hatred. I mean, I could never put together I don't know what it was, like 10,000 word piece, whatever it was, 5,000 word piece, writing about how I essentially dislike millions of my fellow Americans. Look, if you're a woman on the left, you're a Democratic woman, I respect you. You have different views than mine, but I'm not dripping with disdain for you. This woman goes so far as to say this: women fundamentally cannot lead a party that wants to oppress women. They cannot, in fact, even be fully human within it. So if you are pro-life, if you believe a woman is a woman, if you decide you support President Trump, as millions of women in this country have decided, you cannot be fully human within your party. I mean, don't go read this, please. You will never get those 10 minutes of your life back. What a horrible piece.
Yeah, and Harris, you know, to simplify, but still maintaining accuracy here, essentially it also posited not wanting porn in schools is bad. And being able to define a woman as a biological woman, that's bad. Calling Republicans cruel for doing so, but at the same time, it insulted the looks of, for example, the president's son's girlfriend. It went well below the belt, as we mentioned earlier, and it really targeted fundamental concepts that I don't see what's so bad about, for example, supporting a candidate. What's wrong with that?
It's self-hate. It's almost as though they're trying to tear down the women who are not like them to justify how they feel about womanhood. And how sad is that? It's pathetic. I feel bad for them that their life has to consist of tearing others down who don't think like them. But that's what this purely is to me. There's no celebration of women. You don't see in this piece then saying, well, look, if they didn't feel this way, then this is the tremendous utopia that they would inherit in a place where women are respected. And so they didn't sell anything opposite of that I could read. It wasn't a celebration of what you could be or who you could be if you didn't think like that. It's just a tearing down because you're not like the person writing it.
And Joey, you know, for a party that has characterized all criticisms of Kamala Harris's performance and policies as misogynistic or racist, the shocking criticisms that they levied for example, Congresswoman Nancy Mace, a veteran, an esteemed servant of the public, and a pretty awesome woman. I don't get it. Why is it misogynistic if you address the policies of a Democrat, but for a Republican woman as a target, well, then all bets are off. You can follow her into a bathroom stall and you can cut her down in a piece.
Yeah, you know, I live in Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, and she creates her own PR, good and bad. You have Lauren Boebert, maybe Nancy Mace at times. But to focus on them and say this is what's wrong with Republican women is to ignore women like Marionette Miller Meeks. You're talking about a physician, a veteran, someone who's a conservationist among the Republican Party in Congress, and she's all of 5 foot tall. All right, you're talking about overlooking someone like Joni Ernst, who's a war veteran and also very effective on Capitol Hill. Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley's arguably the most powerful woman in Republican politics, the only person on stage that gave Trump a rivalry in any state when it comes to the primary election, and I don't see her bending the knee to anyone right now. So it really is a caricature of a piece of work, and honestly one of the most sexist things I've seen.
That's right. And it really, I think, obliterates the diversity that the Republican Party holds and includes, which is women of every ilk and every color and every background and every preference and style. And yet here, this piece not only attempted to assassinate them all, but also to shove everyone into one gruesome box.
Right. I mean, the entire article, when you read one page and then another page and then another page, it was one woman attacking women over and over and over and over. And it just made me feel sick. It feels just so wrong and so bad. But it's okay for women to have different views. It's okay for a woman to like her husband. It's okay for a woman to love God. It's okay for a woman to like Donald Trump, even if you don't. It's okay. That's what makes America beautiful. When I vote, though, I vote for issues. And I wrote down my list of issues. I want a closed border. I want low taxes. I want low gas prices, low grocery bills. I want low crime in our communities. I want to preserve Christian values. And freedom. You can love any God you want. You can be free to speak how you want. I'm proud of our military, our first responders, and our flag, and I support Israel.
Wow.
Amen.
That's why I vote, not because Nancy Mace said one thing one time in her life.
That's right. That's right. And that is why they cannot characterize amazing women like you and like everyone in the Republican Party. They are all incredible. Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.